Good morning. I'm not sure what should I share with you, but one thing I'm sure. I have to thank Sylvia Taurian and the Advantage team to organize this great event, in this great environment. I have to thank you for organizing this event and this program just thinking on the future, because the future is the second we have ahead. The future is not far away. The future is now, because every second we are walking in the time, we are moving into the future. So please, when we talk about future, don't think that, oh, I have time, because everything we do right now is changing the future. Well, my speech is talking about why when we talk about innovation, we forget people. Well, in fact, rehearsing a phrase from Peter Drucker, I will say that culture eats innovation for breakfast. Thinking your companies, how many time, how many money, how many people you engage trying to innovate, and you fail. Welcome here, and I thank you too also that you are here, because the time you are here, your inbox is filling. You're receiving mails in your inbox. So you are investing time here, and I hope to share with you some thoughts that will help you to change your future. So I structure the presentation in a manner that it will fun, it will sharing thoughts, but if you're boring or do you need an app, just do it. But we think about innovation as a blue pill. In these last 12 years, focusing, harvesting, and seeding, and creating, and generating, and helping organizations to generate innovation, I just have one statement sure. I hate the word innovation. How many of you hate the word innovation? Nobody? But I hate the word innovation because, in fact, we don't know what innovation is. Did you? Do you know what innovation is? Just think 15 seconds. If the word innovation is forbidden, which words will come to your mind? Hard. But if now with your colleagues share this experiment and you share the words comes up to your mind, you will discover that any one of us is defining innovation in a different manner. If we don't agree in one definition, how could we innovate? So let's see what innovation means for, that's a real interview.
Progress.
Efficiency.
A challenge.
New.
Open. Change. Solution.
Mistakes.
A revelation.
By being bold.
Different.
Miles Davis. No, don't have anything good.
Probably stubbornness and refusal to believe that there is no solution.
Every day we get into a situation that we haven't planned for.
Challenging the status quo.
Having enough vision to see past the way things have always been done.
Do something different.
I'm usually the one who tries the newest thing.
Be open to ideas that you normally wouldn't think of.
We foster an environment in which it's okay to take a risk. It's almost expected.
Therefore, you should not be afraid of making mistakes.
We want different results. We want to be different.
So that really calls for that element of improvisation that I think is essential in the work we do.
Just because there's one way of doing something doesn't mean it's the right way to do something.
You have to try things out.
With any problem, there's always a different and unique way of looking at how to solve it.
Bullshit. I don't think you can plan for innovation.
Oh, crap.
I'm not innovative in the sense that I will invent a pink elephant.
I'm lazy. I don't enjoy spending time or energy if I don't have to.
But I always try to do things in a smarter way.
I hate solving the same problem more than once. So I try to solve things once and then be done with it. We pool our small innovations on a daily basis.
And afterwards people will say,
wow, I wish I'd have thought of that.
We don't have success ourselves. It's done through the customer.
If I've put a smile on somebody's face, then it's probably been a good day.
And it's also in our nature, I think, to be number one.
Humankind wants to make progress, otherwise you just lay down and die.
Why bother going to work if you're not going to enjoy it and try to do your best every day?
Actually, that was a pretty cool answer.
Companies are not innovative. Assets will never innovate. The people will innovate. But if you remember the expressions they share with us, in front of the question, what is innovation for you? Do you remember more or less how many of these expressions were more emotional than rational? How many times came up with processes, tools? And how many times come the people with concepts like, fail, trying few new things, experimentation, fair. Do you remember? These 72% elements, concepts in this video, in the emotional, and the rest is rational. The innovation is the first discipline in the world, in the history, where emotional part is more important than rational part. That's an statement. If you don't trust me, just try it inside your company. It's the first discipline when you need not just the bodies, but the brains. And not just the brains and the neurones. You need the emotions, the passion, the engagement. What you need is smiles, hugs, as we did at the beginning. And innovation is not the blue pill. Why happens that to us? Why are we failing in front of innovation? Because we come from the world and we are using tools from this world where it was less questions. It was easy to plan. It was possible to create a strategic plan for 3 and 5 years. Do you think today is possible to create a strategic plan for 3 or 5 years? Many companies, they are not having any strategic plan anymore. Because the change now, as other speakers share already, is very fast. And everything is new. We were in the world where a chronogram was possible. Today is not possible in the world. When we could plan the career for a 40, 45 years engagement of an employee. Today it's not anymore that way. People, the world, we are not caring about how long I will be in your company. They are worrying and caring to be emotionally engaged. This world where we come now, and we are still living, many of the companies we work for, is based on 2 aspects, 2 layers. The top layer is the brain. The rest is muscle. Thinkers and doers. That is. Because they are going to McKinsey, to the Harvard, hello Harvard, all these business school and getting knowledge, getting tools. But the reality, the world is so changing that there's not being taught there. The world is changing because something happens. Oh my God, suddenly we are accessing, as Carlos shared with us in real-time data, it was just numbers of figures about money, but if the same image about knowledge, documents, contents created in real time is more or less the same. Every second, thousands of papers. Internet changed everything and create a new world, the VUCA world. Many of you know that concept. Oh, I forget to tell you, this presentation is not available. The available one is this one with all comments and data supporting my statements. Okay? I don't want to fill up the slide with full of numbers and words that you spend time reading and not listening. Okay? It's my ego. World VUCA is volatile, it's changing everything, it's very uncertain, and it's complex because complex is not complicated. Complex is a lot of small pieces. And that is the fascinating thing of innovation, is that innovation, most of the times, is not complicated. It's complex. If you fragment a brilliant idea, maybe you're successful. In fact, when I heard a crazy idea, do you know what happened with me? I get excited. Do you know why? Do you know the difference between a crazy idea and a genius idea, a genial idea? Success. This guy says a crazy idea. Ooh, this guy, which is the same, has success. I want a selfie with you. You see the difference? When I hear in teams crazy ideas, I get excited. The problem in many organizations is that we don't pay. We don't evaluate. We don't compensate. We don't recognize crazy ideas because out of the scope. We evaluate just success. And in innovation, 3 or 4 tries will fail. You have to compensate, stimulate failure. Which, in fact, failure doesn't exist in innovation. If you manage properly, what you have is not failure, it's just learning. But to have success, you have to try. And Airbnb show us some examples. So that is why the top managers react like that way. Oh, we are trained to manage risk. Yeah, but not uncertainty. Ambiguity. Because the compensation plan of this guy is based on risk, not in ambiguity. Okay, today's world is not full of statements. It's not full with valid data. It's full with questions, with opportunities. That is why the chronograms doesn't apply anymore. What we need is just try, and learn, and have fun. Have fun. Because if you have fun, you generate a drug in the brain, which is serotonin. Do you know this drug? It's available in pharmacies. Don't use it. Just laugh. Make a sport or have sex. Mostly the 3 ways to generate high levels of serotonin. Well, I don't aim you to stimulate the 3rd option in your companies, okay? But the 2 first, yes. To generate innovation, brilliant ideas, to generate opportunities, to explore, to aim people to try and learn and share the learnings, generate serotonin. That's why we propose you this new way of structure your organization, which is the brains are distributed around the company. And of course, we need the top level, but in the middle. Receiving inputs, receiving ideas from the environment. Receiving these ideas to make better decisions. But better decisions not based on long-term plans, but based on opportunities. And when I hear in top managers and executives, when we work with them, that yes, we will have to develop a culture of disruptive innovation. Say, yeah, okay. Are you good in incremental innovation? No. We want to jump directly to the champions. Yes. To play in the champions, maybe you have to practice below. It's like my son tell me, Dad, I want to win the Tour de France. Do you know how to go with a bike? No. Okay, just try here. When you learn and you go safely, we will think to the next step. And maybe one day you are running there. Okay, aim people to watch around and bring inside the organization new and brilliant ideas. And, if possible, crazy ideas. Because what happened with me when I heard crazy ideas? I get excited. Okay, that is the change we have. We have the old world. Sorry, some of you maybe are still there. And now we are here. And when I heard, for example, oh, the digital transformation, oh, big data, I say, that's great. But who needs digital transformation? We, the boomers. My kids didn't need it. They don't use email. It's offline. They use groups and WhatsApp, say, this is real time. And what tell your friend 5 minutes ago, this is not interesting. It's old. It's 5 minutes. We need to transform ourselves into digital, not them. So get trained for that. Okay, and Steve Jobs sentence, sorry. Again, Steve Jobs. We are hiring smart people. But unfortunately, I find too many times organizations when they hire smart people and the top managers tell them what to do. So you are converting the smart people in just bodies, in assets. What I have to do is ask them, what do you observe? What should I change? Because if you have your organization 100, 300, or 5,000 people, I don't care. I can promise you one. The cleverest guy and most intelligent in this room, I am. Do you agree with me? Because that is what we think, any of us, about ourselves. And when I am a top executive, I don't agree with the opinions of my colleagues or my collaborators, because I am the top. I am the cleverest. And that's absolutely wrong. If you hire smart people and you don't give them the opportunity, they will leave. And if the smartest people is leaving your company, who is staying? The mediocres. And that's your decision. Do you want a mediocre organization? That's great. But feel comfortable with your decisions. Okay, that is why we are publishing in our books, in our articles, in our interviews, in this kind of keynotes. Sorry to be too provocative, but it's the truth, what I am alive in these last 12 years. That is why we developed this model to measure your culture based on the brain, emotional part, and rational part. And we analyze the data until 54. In several companies, they substitute the old-fashioned CLIMA surveys for these ones. Because what we are measuring is your temperature to create a real innovation sandbox. A sandbox where the people will feel free to apply other techniques, different as in finance and in marketing and human resources and whatever, techniques to experiment and create new value. Because the value for the future, we don't know which will be. Sylvia told at the beginning, 50% of the jobs in the future, 50% of the jobs today in the future will not exist. 10 years, 15 years ago, could you imagine that one of the most demanded professions will be community manager? When I heard the first time this concept in my life, I thought that's for a building or for the manage the neighbors. That is an example of how it looks like. And I say my friend, partner, and co-author, Jay Rao, to be innovative, please engage the people. If you don't want, go home. Forget about innovation. Don't waste your time. focus on quality, that's fine. And to engage the people, assess your culture, generate the innovation sandbox, this is safe environment, and then that will change your culture. And your culture, you have culture. Whatever it is, you have one. And culture, it's strategy and innovation for breakfast. If you create a culture of tolerance, you will attract talent, and the talent will generate trends. Thank you very much.